Hi, I'm Michelle and I'm going to teach you how to decorate a carrot cake. All you need is a cake stand. I have one that spins, but you don't need that. And this is also optional, but you can put the cake on here. And I have 2 round 9-inch carrot cakes and cream cheese frosting. So what we're going to start is just putting a dab of the cream cheese frosting in the middle of this. That just ensures that the cake sticks. Then you're going to very gently, because this cake is really moist, so this could be challenging, but putting that on there. Now we're going to put the filling in. So you're going to need a generous amount of frosting. Alright, so be really generous with this middle layer, because this is your filling. You just want to spread it evenly. Alright. Now is the time for your second layer. Again, be very careful, because this cake is pretty moist. This next coat is called the crumb coat, and your frosting can be a little thinner for this, and this coat just ensures that all of those crumbs, especially with a very moist cake like this, stay in there and don't show up on the final outer frosting layer of the cake. So you don't need too much, just enough to cover it. So just very thin, and as you can see, some of the cake is being lifted up with this layer. That's totally fine. That's kind of the point. So you're just gonna spread this out on the top layer, and you can kind of actually use what is sticking out from the middle layer as your crumb coat. Alright, so we have our crumb coating done. Now I'm going to throw this cake in the freezer for about 5 or 10 minutes just to really firm up the crumb coat. So I will see you then. Now that the crumb coat is sealed by being chilled for a little bit, now we're going to actually frost the cake. So you're going to just pile a ton of frosting on the top. This may seem like a lot, but what we're going to do is frost the top and then push it to the sides to frost the sides. So don't be afraid. We're just gonna gently work this around the top. And push it to the sides. As you'll see, it'll kind of flow over the sides. Hopefully it's thick enough that it won't start dripping down the sides. And I kind of had this problem, but if your cream cheese frosting is not thick enough, you can add vanilla instant pudding mix to it. Not too much, not the whole packet, but just add a little bit at a time, and that really helps, and it doesn't make it taste like pudding. You really can't tell. So now I'm gonna start doing the sides. Alright, now that the cake is all frosted, we are going to cover the sides in walnuts. This is obviously optional if you don't like nuts or for allergies, but I think it looks nice. So what you're going to do is kind of finely chop, or coarsely chop, I guess. No, not too big of pieces, but you don't want like breadcrumbs. And all you have to do is just press it to the side. Just like that. Alright, and that's done. Pause. Alright, now I'm going to put the carrots on the top of the cake. If you can closely see here, I drew 8 little lines around the cake so I can evenly space the carrots. So I'm going to do 8 carrots. I dyed some of the cream cheese frosting in little bags. You don't really need a pastry bag because it's such a little amount. And just cut the edges. Again, you don't really need a tip for this. It's pretty easy. But I first like to practice on a paper plate or something just to make sure I know how it's going to turn out and to see if my lines. So for the carrot, you're going to kind of just push more heavily at first and then lighten up to make it the carrot shape. And then for the branches, you're going to want it really thin. And I'm just going to do 3 little lines like that. All right. So here we go. All right, you can stop. And now for the carrots, squeeze hard and lift. And there you have it, a beautiful decorated carrot cake.